A 4-minute video does not bring down a monarchy, but it can reveal what a monarchy is made of when nobody thinks anyone is watching. What circulated on social media on the 9th of July showed King Misuzulu holding what appeared to be a beer bottle, Istela to be specific, shouting at one of his wives, Queen Nomzamo Mieni. He accused her of infidelity with a member of the Nazareth Baptist Church, Ubab Shembe. He threatened her with physical assault. He vowed to cut her off financially, and he called the leader of the Shembe Church an idiot. Islam! It's the point. The video spread fast and the reaction followed immediately. It immediately looked like an episode of Shut Up, Men Are Talking. Like, that scene, that video is just like a scene taken straight from Shut Up, Men Are Talking. By Chris Q. Hadebe. An amazing film. You know, he dropped it in episodes and then once as a film on YouTube. Sensational stuff. Back to the story at hand. To understand why it landed the way it did, this whole issue with Misuzulu giving us a exclusive of Shut Up and Not Talking. You have to understand what the Zulu Monarchy represents. Somewhere between 11 and 14 million Zulu speakers recognize the authority of the Amazulu kingdom, making it the largest traditional monarchy in South Africa. Its influence stretches well beyond KwaZulu-Natal. The king does not govern in a legislative sense. South Africa is a constitutional democracy, and traditional leaders operate in a cultural and advisory role. But the symbolic weight of what the king does is enormous. He presides over the Umhlanga Reed dance. I believe that Umhlanga wokuhlolwa kwamajiji lo umkhuba lo wenziwayo makuyohlolwa amajiji, the Reed dance. I'm a bit uninformed about this, but I will go out and yearn for your education about the Reed dance. Kuyiqiniso ukuthi ke mongesile ijiji umhlanga uyawa. Like the reed is like collapses. And if it collapses, like, ha! That one is corrupted. Please leave that in the comments. But yes, he presides over the Umhlanga Reed dance, one of the most attended ceremonies in the South African continent. And he is the living custodian of Zulu identity, language, and custom, and represents the Zulu nation to government and to the world. I will point out an irony for the sake of conversation. King Misuzulu is swati as hell, you know. He's kind of like swati as hell, you know. How is that sitting with Zulu people to have a swati as hell nigga represent Amazulu, the identity, the language, and the custom? I think there was some contention around that around the time of his, ordainment? Ordination. But, how does that irony sit with you? Let's have a conversation about that in the comments. So, South Africa has other traditional monarchies. The Bafokeng in the northwest have built one of the most remarkable models of traditional leadership on the continent, channeling their platinum royalties into schools, hospitals, and community infrastructure. I'm talking about the Xhosa great houses, the Ndebele, the Pedi Paramount Chieftaincy, the Venda. They all hold cultural authority in their nations. but none carry the national visibility of the Zulu monarchy. The scale, the ceremonies, the history of the kingdom before colonization, and the sheer size of the Zulu nation make it the monarchy most South Africans have an opinion on, whether they are Zulu or not. Which is precisely why what happens in that household does not stay in the household, or as we have seen, will not always stay in that household. The king's representatives said the footage was old and does not reflect the current circumstances of the royal house. King Misuzulu issued a public apology and said he fell short and sent senior royal elders to personally deliver his remorse to the Shemba church. Somebody posted damage control endleleni. The royal house's public response added that every household has its issues, which is true, right? The public, however, was not equally persuaded. One side of the debate One side of the debate pointed directly to the threatening language. When a man tells a woman he will physically assault her, the setting matters less than the words themselves. South Africa records among the highest rates of gender-based violence in the world. So, a leader who uses threatening language in private and frames it as a domestic moment rather than a conduct issue sends a message to every household that watched the video about what is acceptable. The concern from this camp was not about a personal failing in isolation. It is about what behavior at that level normalizes for everyone watching. The other side turned towards the Queen. The recording of a private conversation without consent and the leaking of that recording is a breach of trust, and that deserves scrutiny alongside the king's own behavior. Some argued that the purpose behind making it public was itself a calculated act, and that the Queen's conduct in that moment should be examined as carefully as his. Both of these positions deserve to be heard. What they cannot do is cancel each other out. The question the incident leaves behind is not whether the king should be forgiven. Leaders make mistakes. The question is whether a brief apology, the framing of serious language as historical footage, and a shrug that says every household has its problems is an adequate response from an institution that exists specifically to model what leadership looks like for millions of people. A king's household is not just any household. That has always been the point of it. When it is held to the same standard as any other household, the institution stops being able to ask more of anyone else. How do you think leadership should handle personal failure when the whole country is watching? Let's talk about it in the comments. That is it for me, and you will be hearing from me again tomorrow. Subscribe to the Daily Development Dose. Sayonara! He lives in Custodian. He is the Livio. South Africa has other tradition. South Africa has other